Hey, I'm Krista Wax. You are listening to MSP Sound on KFAI, and I'm so excited. I have Mayyadda here with me right now. Hi.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, it is such a pleasure to meet you. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, I've been following your music for a while
Ooh,
and like a huge fan.
okay. Cool, cool, cool. Exciting.
But I have to say, the loudest noise I ever made was last week when I saw that your holiday album out called Holiday Joint, and that was that made my day. I screamed. I was like, "Thank goodness I'm not in public right now." Um,
Wonderful.
but congratulations on the new
Thank you.
EP. That's so exciting.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about Holiday Joint.
Holiday Joint is what have I been calling it? My 12-minute holiday care package from my Grinchy heart to yours. So I'm quite Grinchy, like really like I used to really be into like Christmas particularly. But just like the entire like winter holiday vibe and all of those things. And like there was a point I reached where I like started being like, ooh, wait a minute. There's a like the magic is not doing it for me anymore. Like it's not there. And I'm like, oh wow, like I think I'm like, I have to create it. So I started being like, okay, I'm gonna be the like the designated like Christmas elf in my house. And I got really burnt out on it at some point, and then I started getting kind of really disillusioned with it, like at large, where I was like, "Oh my god, is Christmas magic just like and holiday magic just like capitalism and consumerism? Like, is that what it is? Like, I think that's what it is." And I was kind of just like, "Meh, I don't want to talk about it for like probably the last like close to 10 years." And um, last year, though, my manager, who is very much a Christmas elf, she's the type like the day after Halloween, she starts putting up decorations. Um, she was like, "Hey, I think it'd be a really good idea for you to do some like holiday content." And I was like, "What?" Um, and she was like, "Yeah, no, just like do like you do really interesting covers. Like just do like pick a couple, not couple." She was like, "Do 25." She was like, "Do one for it was one for every day of like December up to Christmas." And like we called it like Mayyadda Song Miss or something like that. And I was kind of like, nobody's gonna care. And she was like, you'd be shocked. So I start doing them. People, obviously, there's some that people respond to more than others, but then it kind of ended up being market research because people really like started like getting at me like heavy, being like, "So where's the holiday project? Like, is this like where is it?" And I was like, it's right here. Like you're watching it. Like it's a minute 30, it's a minute 15, is a 59-second snippet of a song. That's is right here. But it kept happening so often. I was like, maybe I should consider this. So like July, I one of my like really good friends from my acapella group in college, who actually is also from Minnesota, Minneapolis. He doesn't live here anymore, but like, born and raised. And we were just like talking about like potentially collabing on this and whatever. And I was like, okay, so I kind of have a couple ideas for the songs that I really enjoyed covering. And then I would want to do an original. Hadn't written anything yet, but I was just like, I think that a large part of why the holidays can be really hard for people um is like there's a lot of pressure to show up in frankly very overextended ways a lot of the time, like because that's how you show you care about people. And it's like I have to be in the hustle and the bustle and the all the activities and all the this and the that, right? And it's like for some it is really fun, for others it's just exhausting. And like feeling like you can't show up at that level is like even more stressful than it already was, right? So um I was like, well, the thing is, and I'm born and raised in Minnesota. Like winters have been like a Minnesota winter has been part of my life, like my whole life. And it's just been recently where I've been like, oh, there's something that winter has to teach me too. Like I'm a summer baby, but like I was born in the summer, but I'm like, there is something here for me to enjoy and learn in the winter, and that's rest. Because like I can't speak for the entire globe, but like certainly here, nature's going to sleep. The little animals are like, doing their little hibernation thing. The trees drop their leaves and they're like, see in a little bit. Like everything's very like, it's nap time, right? And I think part of the struggle comes from like, we are trying to maintain the same level of like output and like energy at a time where the rest of nature's like, pipe down, like rest, take a chill pill, like literally chill. um so the song, like I was like, I want to write something that's kind of like acknowledging, like maybe you can get something from the season that's not the hustle and bustle, but it's like learn from nature and like rest, like calm down, take a breather, slow down, and like allow your body and your spirit and your mind to do what it needs to do to get ready for spring and see what blooms then, right? But like if there's no chance to like pull back, what energy are you going to have to bloom in the spring?
Yeah.
So like I'm like, that's not like I played it for a friend of mine, for one of my really good friends, before it had any production. It was just me and the guitar, because and I sent it to him in like July, because here I was sweating like 90 degrees on my patio writing this in July. Which I was like, not me talking about the winter cold is holding me close. Like, what? But like, I wish. But he was like, this isn't a holiday song. And I was like, mind your business. I haven't produced it yet. You don't know what I'm putting in the backgrounds. I will be putting bells and things. Like it'll feel holiday-y, like calm down. But it was like, I do want the messaging to be able to be like, this is across the board. This is across the seasons. Like find your rhythm and actually like go with that rhythm. Sometimes that rhythm is actually like nature's rhythm, and as opposed to like us trying to resist that. Like we're part of nature. Like why would we resist nature's rhythm? Like I think that's making things harder than they need to be.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Perfect.
I love this answer. I love that you were, I mean, I always have heard, I mean, obviously, if you're recording a holiday album, it needs to be done by the holidays.
That's right.
But they are usually, from what I've heard, recording in the summer and
Yeah.
trying to get some Christmas spirit going.
Yeah.
I love the image of you sitting on outside playing, trying to just, work up
Yeah.
this track and
Yeah.
sweating in July and
Yep.
channeling
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah.
And I agree. Yes. That is, I mean, I think that's probably why I struggle so much with January every year. Like
Mm.
born and raised Minnesota, January, I'm always like, oh, this feels like the worst month. It's so slow. Then a lot is happening. It's 31 days of dark and cold.
Mhm.
And every year I'm like, maybe I can try to reshape it and reframe it into something better. It's COVID, it was a little tricky, but
Yeah. Of
trying
course.
to try to work through reframing that. Yes, this is like a time of rest and maybe just reset and rethink about what's to come in spring.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I'm not saying it's not hard. Like that is not at all what I'm saying. Like the seasonal affective disorder be hitting your girl too sometimes, and I'm just like, why am I still in this state? Why did I not move somewhere warm? Like, what am I doing here? But like, I have come to a place of like gratitude with it, where it's like it doesn't feel overwhelming anymore. It's more just like I'm allowed to feel sad, or I'm allowed to feel like low energy or whatever. It's like I can embrace that and also not drown in it, and then like let it move through me, so that when something with more energy comes up, I've allowed the process enough to happen that it's like, okay, and now I have capacity for this. Okay, I let that high energy thing go through and like let me use that energy. And now it's rest time, like going with the cycle.
Yes, lean into it. It's okay.
Yes. Yes.
So how did you decide then on the other just 12 minutes I mean, your friend wanted 25 songs. I mean, I kind of am on their side. I would have loved 25 songs from you, but
So
it's amazing what you did put out.
thank
So,
you. Thank
how
you.
did you narrow it down?
I narrowed it down. I think we narrowed it down at first. Like, so my friend's name is Sid, like who produced it. It was my manager's idea to do it in the first place, but Sid's like listened through all of them, I think maybe in like May or June.
Mm.
And he was like, he came up with a list of maybe like 10 of them that he liked. And I also went through all of them again and made like, I think I narrowed it down to about 10, and then like just looked at the two lists and see like and saw like where they overlapped. Um and not only overlapped, but like where he thought he could flesh them out, right? Because most of these versions of these songs that I did were like, it was, I think, almost entirely just me and a guitar and like a verse and a chorus, or like a verse and a bridge, like very, very, very condensed. So it also came down to like on a technical standpoint, like what felt like fun to both of us to actually expand out. Um, I have a weird thing about numbers that end in 5 and 0. Like I think it's something about like how easy it is to count them.
Oh,
But like,
agreed.
but like it's like I will actively, like if I'm turning the volume on something up and I'm actually looking at it, like if I'm not looking at it, I can do whatever. But like if I'm actually looking at it, like I gotta, it has to be on a 5 or a 0. Like it's that kind of thing. So I was like, I'm not about to make something, like I'm not gonna do 10. I'm not doing 10 songs. Like that's gonna be too much. So it's gonna be 5. And it was kind of dicey there for a second because we did the original because it was obviously that was like the biggest focus. Like finished the original and then got through, I think it was Jingle Bells, Winter Wonderland, and Sleigh Ride, like figured out what we wanted to do with those three. And then Silent Night sounded crazy. Like it was like he couldn't figure out what to do with it. I was like, I have one idea, but I have no idea what to do with the rest of the song. And I'm bored, frankly. So if I'm bored, I don't know what's going on with you. And he was like, I think we should scrap it. And I didn't tell him that this is why that was not going to happen. Um, but I was like, then it would be four songs, and it wouldn't be 5. Like in my head, it was literally like I'm fighting for this song, not because I like super care about it right in this moment, but I need it to be a full hand, right? And what was crazy is that now Silent Night is my favorite cover on the project. Like my favorite thing off of outside of the original, it's my favorite. Like the arrangement came through. He put his whole foot in that production. Every time I'm like, the first time he sent it to me and he like, it was still like very rough. First drop hit and I was like, not you got me twerking in my chair to this song. What's going on? Let's go. Like I got so excited. So it felt like a really cool vindication of like, yeah, I have this like slightly neurotic, like not super attached to like any real or rational thing, that this needs to be 5 songs, but it ended up working in my favor because it's my favorite song on it. So like, yeah, it was just, it was like a technical thing of like, yeah, we have to like whittle it down a little, but also it was very much like illogical. Mayyadda just likes numbers that end in 5. It wasn't going to be 10. So
I love it. I mean, I'm with you on the 5 and the 10s and the
period.
going up in 5s. We're on the same page there. It's so easy to count.
It's so easy to count, and it just like, to me, I'm like, okay, that feels like, I mean, I prefer like even numbers to odd because I'm like, I can see how that would be lined up. But like, but I look at my hand and I'm like, okay, my hand is, this is my complete hand. Cool. I don't want to add anything to that or take anything away. Like it's just there. It's like great. So let's go with 5. Let's go with 10, you know.
Yes. Oh, well, and I love it. I mean, this is such a great holiday album and
Thanks.
just so happy you're, part of Minnesota music and it's of
You.
course we play it on the show and we're going to play a track after our interview. So holiday joint. I mean, I love a good original.
You.
I love when people come up with I mean, I love hearing the covers. I mean, Christmas songs and holiday songs, they're all so fun. It's fun to hear everyone's different take on it.
Yeah.
I do love just like a good original. And you did, I mean, you did this album is just, it's incredible.
Thank
It's just,
you. Thank you
it's so
very much.
lovely. I wish it was 2 hours, but that's okay. I'll just
maybe,
listen to
maybe
it
one
over.
day. Maybe one day. See, because my whole thing with this also was like, I just want to see if I can like slightly begin my like this is the first phase of my coming for Mariah's crown as the queen of the holidays, right?
Yes.
So it's like I have to make an original. You got to put the thing out, and I'm like, now whatever the mechanism around that is, I don't know. I'm figuring it out on the fly, but yeah, I'm like I feel like yes, she dominates this holiday. That don't mean the rest of us can't make stuff too. That's really really good. So
Absolutely. I love it. Yes. I mean, I love Mariah, of course. Queen of Christmas
no,
and the holidays.
no. Like just impeccable, like truly impeccable.
But I also like the idea of someone giving her a run for her money. So I love it. Bring it. Yes. So you have a couple shows. Of course, you at this moment, there aren't any local shows on the calendar right now. I mean, you perform here a lot, but, which is wonderful. Thank you.
Thank y'all for letting me do that.
But you have a couple out of town shows just in case anyone wants to go
Yes.
out of town or whatever. Where are you performing? I'll stop
Yes.
babbling.
So, so I actually leave for New York next week. I am going to be playing at Chelsea Table and Stage on November 25th. So, like, if you're looking for alternative Black Friday plans that don't involve you being stressed out like in a store, you can come hang with me if you're in New York. Um, and then the following Saturday, December 3rd, I will be playing at the Rubenstein Atrium at the Lincoln Center.
Wow.
And then the following Thursday, so December 8th, I believe it is, I'm going to be in Chicago for a little run. So I will play at Tribe Supper Club on the 8th, Culture on the 9th, and then part of the lineup for Soulful Sundays at Reggie's on Sunday the 11th.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
we'll see how that goes. Like, look, if at some point I do want to tour, so I'm like, I gotta figure out what this feels like to do like that many shows back to back. Like, gotta see how it feels, you know?
Definitely. What better cities to do it in than
Exactly, exactly,
that's fantastic. That's a great idea. I like it. Little baby steps.
exactly.
At this holiday EP, watch out, Mariah. I know we've got a little tour. It's coming. It's happening. That's
Yep,
great.
yep.
What so I know like this is the end of 2022 and the end of it. So dramatic. We're coming up. I know it's the end of this year. Which happens every year, but
Right.
what's is there anything you can tell us or what you're thinking for 2023? Like big
Oof.
plans? I know it's a loaded
Yeah.
question.
No, I mean it is because I'm like there's always like a lot swirling through my head, and I have some like things that I'm you know percolating on, but I haven't quite like solidified. So the two things there are a couple, well, not two, there are about three things that I really want to do next year, and I'm gonna put like put a little asterisk on one of them because it kind of has it's like a little bit elaborate. But thing number one, I really want to do more shows out of town for sure. Um, like it would be really awesome to like get on someone's tour, like open on someone's tour. That is not currently like set. So don't look for it yet, because that is not a thing that currently exists. But I'm putting it out in the universe in case somebody hears something and knows something and is like, well, you could jump on this tour. Yeah, I think I want to just like start moving like out of Minneapolis and like just checking in and seeing what other cities are feeling like, and like what other crowds are feeling like. For sure. And like doing that on someone else's tour would be really like like a really interesting and cool way to do that. Like, I don't know, I feel like touring could be really, really fun. So that is that's like dream number one. Whether or not it's a tour, I'm definitely going to travel. Number two, I have like this idea for like a duo kind of like a love song and a kind of like I hate everyone song kind of thing. Like I kind of would want to do that around like Valentine's Day. It is like, so it's like it's percolating. One of the songs is fully written, the other one is like mostly written. So I'm like, I'm still planning on that, but it's like keep an eye out for that because that's most likely going to happen. And thirdly, so I really still like believe really strongly in my first like full length album. Like it's what I dropped last November. It's called Try and Remember. And I just think like I know in the music business, it's like, oh, your project is a year old, like nobody cares. And I'm like, that's cute. I put a lot of time in that, like a lot of work, and like it was a lot of pain for me to like process, for me to actually be able to make that. So I'm gonna say when it's done being promoted, I'm not gonna let other people tell me that. So I have like a lot of ideas to just like keep pushing it. And one of those is um doing like first off putting it on vinyl, and then expanding it out a little bit. Like I think it would be maybe like somewhere between 3 and 5 songs. I haven't like nailed that down yet. But the songs that are more produced, like not, well, they're all produced. What am I talking about? That are not as instrument heavy. Like it's more electronic type of like production on them, doing like acoustic versions of them. So there's like an alternative, like an acoustic alternative, if that's what you would prefer, and like releasing all of that together as like a birthday bundle because I'm turning 30 next year. So I'm like,
Oh,
like let's, yeah, it's like I got some ideas for sure. And then I've also got some things where I'm just like, I'm gonna throw these in the universe and see what happens.
I love it. I love doing that.
Yeah. You'd be surprised what happens. Like all
Yes,
kinds of cool stuff happens.
absolutely. Well, that's so exciting. So, I mean, of course, another fun year. Well,
Yes.
there's always something fun going on with you. I feel like you're always releasing tracks or no, we have a holiday. I didn't even see that coming. I don't know if I saw it on social media first or if I was just on Bandcamp and was like looking
Yeah.
at new releases and
I was pretty low key about it because I was like, no, I don't 100% know if this is gonna happen. So like I'm gonna let y'all know once I know for sure it's gonna happen, which was like in the like I was like, I'll give you till like what is it, the beginning of November. If I'm the person who starts talking about holiday music before Halloween, I'm gonna get jumped on the internet and I'm not interested in that. So yeah.
good call. Leave it to the Hallmark Channel.
Exactly.
Start before
Got that
Halloween.
on lock.
Yes, that's their thing.
Yep.
Well, that's so exciting. Mayyadda, thank you so much.
Thank
Congrats.
you.
I'm just tongue-tied now. Congrats on the new EP, The Holiday Joint.
Thank
Love
you.
it. And your upcoming shows in New York and Chicago. How lovely. What better time to spend?
Yes, I'm really excited.
Holidays.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
thank you for having me. Like I just I love like I love being able to like talk about what I'm doing and what I'm making, like with local people, especially because it's just like, this is the city that raised me, you know? Like I literally have 612 like tatted on me.
Oh,
I don't play, I don't play. It's just it's so I feel like it really informs like what I've experienced and then therefore what I'm writing. So I love like local love is my favorite. So yeah.
oh, because the feeling's so mutual. Here's little, yes, little hearts. Um, oh, well, thank you. Thank you for coming to the show. It was so fun chatting with you.
Cute.
And yeah, best of luck and can't wait to, I guess Valentine's Day I'll be scrounging around looking for those tracks.
Yeah, keep an eye out.
All right. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Yes. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. What is that? Why did I just say such goofy things? I get so excited.